Hello people, this is Mark from Colors Change Works. Guys, I hope that you're well. I want to introduce something that I may or may not have spoken about in the past, and that is the resistance that you get from talking or speaking the truth. The issue that I found is as soon as you start speaking the truth, how very quickly the places where we advertise this truth, whether it be on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, any kind of social media platform, how very, very quickly it gets removed and deleted as if it's not even there. Moreover, I've noticed that when you start speaking the truth to people who have become so familiar with lies and deceit and misrepresentations of the truth, how quickly they question the authority from where you get your information from. And it doesn't really matter where that information comes from, as long as it's the truth. Let me tell you, you will find some kind of resistance. There'll be some pushback against you because you dare be bold enough to come out with facts as it is, or as the facts are. And what I've been surprised at in some ways is the ease at which people kind of adopted this sheeple attitude of, yeah, we'll just believe whatever we've been told because it's the thing to do. What a load of bunkum. I've been walking up and down the shops, particularly in recent days with these lockdown lark, from my opinion's sake, there's BS. One of the shops that I walk in, you have to walk in a one-way system because that's going to prevent the virus from spreading, says he who doesn't even wear a mask because they are a member of staff and the rules don't apply to staff because they are immune to this. And when you go at the till, you have to do certain behaviors because that's going to stop the virus from spreading. Man, really? Come on. I look at these things, particularly regarding this virus lark and how people, the government rules say we've got to do this, that and the other, not realizing that what certain authorities tell you is actually null and void as far as quality of information is concerned. Here's my thought about these masks. Do they really work? I doubt it. I'm no scientist or medical person or whatever the case might be. But, my little futile brain thinks in this particular manner. Viruses, bacteria, germs and that kind of stuff needs to be in a dark place where it's moist and it's in a contained area. Now, maybe the mask provides just that. Who knows? When you are breathing and speaking, it all kind of stops in one place and it's dark and it's, come on, man. But yet we've got to follow these guidelines. To what end, I ask? To what end? I was listening to the radio, which is something that I very, very seldom do. And the other day, it was a couple of weeks or so back now, from the date of this making of this video, not necessarily the day it's going to be uploaded, but the point here is the British Health Minister apologized for giving the people the wrong information because the World Health Organization fed them erroneous facts, and they took this erroneous facts and made it gospel, and everybody had to comply to the erroneous facts. and now they're apologizing, and yet the lockdown rules are now even stricter than what they were before, and only certain criteria it needs to meet for the lockdown to be even more restrictive. And you can now only do this, that, and the other because certain clusters, I wonder who they could be, is breaking the rules. Therefore, everybody gets punished. It's a mentality that beggars belief in some regard or another. In any case, my point here is simply this. You've got a brain that can think and research your own facts. Yes. You can look at logic. Yes. And when you become a sheeple where you just comply, which in my mind at least, this is what lockdown is all about, and all the other agendas that are out there from certain people, that it's all about you complying. And whilst we comply, the human freedoms, this human rights bit is being sliced away one bit at a time, just like you slice a slice of cheese a little bit at a time. And the hope is, at least from my perspective, is you won't really notice that you are being sliced away. As a friend of mine says, it is death by a million cuts, and I tend to agree. And every time we comply, it's just we've accepted another falseness as truth. So what I want to say to you today is, be aware of these falsenesses that are being spouted out by certain groups and organizations as if it is the truth. And when people really tell you the truth, I wonder what it does inside of you when you hear a real fact versus a fake news fact that Donald Trump used a couple of years or so ago when he was kind of in the election process. Fake news. And all I want to say to you is, sift out your information. There's certain qualities that makes information first class, and then there are other qualities that makes information third class. Now, a friend of mine said, Kevin, I've mentioned him before, always said to me when I was working with him years and years ago, you can never make a first class decision on third class information. And that's my advice and suggestion and encouragement for you today, is look at where you get your information from and filter out first class versus third class info, and then make an informed choice. You'll become a lot less sheeple and a little bit more, I know who I am, I know what I stand for, and I know my own mind kind of person, which is really what this is all about. Guys, this is it for this particular video. It's just a little bit of an encouragement, just for you to kind of filter out a few things and become a little bit wiser in the process. I would like to hear your stories in the comments box, please, after you've done all the other administration, you know, the share and the subscribe and so on and so on. But for now, this is Mark from Courage Change Works, and I'll speak to you soon.